talking about. X now, yo.
Mic check. What's kicking, family? I'm clicked in so that you can check in with you. I've clicked in so you could check in. I thought you clicked in so I could check in. All right, this is what we've got. Mark Sanchez. They did a nice little article on Mark Sanchez, and I've learned a few things about this quarterback that's now going to be at the helm of the New York Jets. I was talking with a friend of mine the other day. This friend of mine was Bear. I did during the Super Bowl season run for the New York Giants. I had did a local cable program with a buddy of mine that I've known for years, and his name is Bear, and it was aired locally here in New York City. A lot of that stuff is still up on YouTube, so if you guys want to bug out and see that, that's CheepSeetzz, Cheap Seats. So you Google that and you'll see me and my man sitting in the set and bugging out, pontificating and prognosticating on a lot of events that happened. And I was one of the guys who you'll see on tape had backed Eli Manning when they brought out the lynch mob like it was a scene from the Frankenstein movie when they went 0-2. So moving right along. And that same person that I had when I had the conversation with Bear, I said, look, man, they got to sit him. Yeah, Eli sat and took over with like 5 games remaining. Peyton was 3-13 when he was starting. Carson Palmer had to sit for a minute. But as I've heard Phil Simms say time and time again, and a lot of quarterbacks would attest to that, is that the only way to learn is if they play. They play, they learn. But if you get sent out there like Stafford, that kid Stafford up there in Detroit, I feel sorry for him. Because do they have a real running game? Do they have a real running game? If they don't have a running game, then he's going to be meat. So you might as well let Culpepper stand out there and get beat up like a piñata. Speaking of piñatas, Sanchez, I learned a lot of stuff about Sanchez. Sanchez reminds me of, this story here reminds me of Sanchez. I will compare that and draw parallel lines to Pete Maravich. His dad here couldn't send him to the Elite 11 football camp. So what he did is he had a towel wrapped up, like a 3-step, 5-step drop. As soon as he touches that towel, he would pick his feet up and jump into a hoop made out of a garden hose so that he could get his footwork. There have been several pro scouts and people, especially Martin Schottenheimer, who said that he was specifically trained and groomed for this coming up, which means that his footwork is there, because if you can't set your feet, you can't get the throw. Football 101. His dad was on him about this for years. His 2 older brothers played football. One was a quarterback at Yale and another one was a lineman. The reason he wears number 6 is because his daddy is the fire captain of the Orange County Fire Authority, and that is Station 6, and he's been there for 33 years. Much power to you, my man. Much power to you. That's why he wears the 6, because it's like all over the place. What else? What other interesting things that they had said about this young man? They, talk about the heritage thing, but I'm talking about football here, especially the stuff that his dad used to do with him and help him out. The Elite 11. He was 27-1 in high school. He came into football over at that. That's the 33rd team in the NFL. The USC Trojans. Can you believe that? But basically, that's about it. As you already know, Sanchez came in, took the rookies, the new signees. This is during their mini camp and whatnot. Overnight, they had studied some of the plays. You probably heard the news press conference and stuff come out where Rex Ryan was extremely proud, and that's a little glimpse. The competition is going to get hot and heavy for Kellen Clemens, even though Clemens has been in the system for the last 3 years. It's going to be hot and heavy. My opinion is, you can't put the young man out there right away. It's going to take 3 years for the development of the quarterback to come around. We all know that. Those who expect him to come out the box and do like Flacco and Matt Ryan, That's a little different story. They've been doing the comparisons and the stats about 3 years versus 4 year starters, and 4 year starters are much more successful than the 3 year starters. 3 year college ball player, which Sanchez is a 3 year college ball player. But I like the idea that he took the rookies overnight. They studied the game plan of what the coaches wanted to run in that next day session, and he kicked it off lovely. That's key. On top of that, the Jets have a young man at running back. Yes, his name is Sean Green. This is a hungry guy, man. It said here he was at Iowa, flunked out of school, then he went to nearby Kirkwood Community College, and he had to get his grades up and everything. So guess what? He had to work. My man was doing furniture. He was lifting furniture, doing the warehouse, loading the trucks, plus putting the furniture, and had a chance to come back together. Did you know he had a Big Ten leading 1,850 yards? The Jets moved up 11 spots to get him. He had at least 100 yards in all 13 games that he played. 24 years old. He had to come out now. He ain't getting no young. You don't have speed burst speed. But he's 5'11", 227 pounds. Some people on the Jets have given him that Curtis Martin-like vision, and that's pretty lofty company to be in. So with my man Jones holding out, this kid coming in, which means he's going to get more reps, you need a ground game to set up the pass. Now, the proven commodity we have is Jones, but if he doesn't come in, it's going to be kind of a stretch. Leon Washington is not the kind of guy that you want to give the ball to every down. He's the change of pace back, 20 to 25 times a game. Put his hands, get the ball into his hands, any, a myriad of ways to do that. And what the Jets are doing similar in respect to how the Giants are doing it. They're making sure that their running game is up to speed and decent. They have a solid offensive line. Now, with that combination, that should take the heat off of Clemens and Sanchez as being at the helm of the team. So this way, as everybody knows, and all you football purists knows, the run sets up the pass.
Yeah.